Up until this past year, I have lived the majority of my life in major cities. I spent 3 years in Rochester, New York. I spent 9 months in New York City, and then most of the rest of my adult life was in Seattle. And I thought for sure I could never survive in a small town because of all the progressiveness of the cities, right? We like to say how Black Lives Matter. We love unusual relationships, right? LGBTQ. And I have some quirks about myself, and I thought there's no way I could ever move to a small town. If you told me about Wallace, Idaho many years ago, I would have laughed at you. There's no way I could survive there. And it turns out the big cities, they might be progressive, but they're the biggest bigots when it comes to anything outside of the mold of what they want to be progressive with. So for example, when I was 16 years old, I started cleaning up my diet. See, growing up, I had high functioning autism, and also by the time I was in my early teens, I was very overweight. And so I started by quitting soda. I used to drink a lot of soda. My parents would get me to cut back. I remember we would go to the store and they would only buy 2 liters and they said that it should last a week. I would go home and I would drink it within a day, and it would cause a lot of strife between myself and my parents. I would want more, they wouldn't buy more, and I would just be upset. And that went on until I was 16 years old. I was going to college part-time, and there was a girl in the class that I liked. And I quit drinking soda because I wanted to lose weight to get to know her. And I cut it very cleanly out of my diet. There was literally one moment where the day before I was still drinking my 2 or 4 liters of soda, and the next day I never looked back again. And the reason I did it that way was because every time I tried to cut back, it never worked. And I'm the kind of guy, as soon as I know something's wrong with something, it will never taste right again to me. Even to this day. I used to love to eat all sorts of exotic animals. I don't think I could ever get over the idea of eating a bowl of bat soup again. Yeah, 3 years ago I might have eaten it, but as soon as I know something is wrong, it will never taste right again. So I cut it out of my diet. Now, later that year, I cut out all sugar from my diet. I started reading labels. And I naively assumed that what I eat is my own business, right? I just won't eat it. You go to a party and you refuse food. It's everybody's business for some reason, especially where I was living in Seattle. Here in Phoenix, Arizona, you can get away with it. Actually, I'm living in Chandler. It's a suburb of Phoenix. Over in Wallace, Idaho, oh my God, nobody will know what you eat. You eat what you want to eat, I eat what I want to eat. Nobody even notices that you don't eat anything at a party. I was at a Christmas party over there. And what I'm really going to start to despise is when we go back to the office. People always have a disagreement with what I like to do for recreation. So earlier this year, when I was negotiating my current contract, I so badly wanted to ask if I could have November 17 off. There's a lunar eclipse, and when we were negotiating, one of my coworkers actually brought up that her son had a field trip and if she could have these 2 days off, and it sailed right through. But every time I want to take a day off for a lunar eclipse, for a game contest, and people always find something wrong with what I'm doing just because I don't fit the mold, right? A lot of my coworkers take their kids to field trips. Some of my coworkers, they refuse food, but they have significant issues, right? I had coworkers who had recovered from breast cancer. I've had coworkers who had former heart attacks. Why do we have to wait until that to clean up our diets? Don't you think that's a little bit on the late side of things? Not that it's too late, but don't you think you could do better earlier than that? And just because I don't fit the mold, I often get all sorts of unusual treatment. Oh, well, this past year, now that we've all had some health scares, people are asking me how to quit drinking soda and how to start eating healthier. And it's just a huge drag because I can't help these people who won't help themselves. I don't tell them that, but by the time you're asking me how to quit drinking soda, there's a good chance I can't help you. If I could have helped you, you probably would have quit on your own. So I really can't help these people, but it's so fucking annoying that I still have to answer these people. And what else? So people disapprove of what I like to do for recreation. They disapprove of my eating habits. They disapprove of my relationship status, right? I have coworkers who they want to go out with their significant others. Why can't I go see a movie? If I have to leave work on time to go see a movie, why not? Right? I have coworkers who break up with their significant others and they need a mental health day, and usually they sail right through and they say, oh, I had a significant breakup this past week. Well, I have distressing events too, right? Sometimes my computer breaks down, sometimes my car breaks down, sometimes I had a theft not long ago, somebody broke into my car. I'd like a day off for those things too, right? Basically, stop trying to treat everybody like they have to fit the same mold. Nobody is going to, and some people fit an unusual mold, right? Anyway, different lives matter. DLM! DLM! Thanks for watching.